Thanks for staying with us. So, to juxtapose our conversation about international thieves, our guest is a Group Chief Executive Officer of Oxford International Group, a fast-growing multinational conglomerate with headquarters in Nigeria. She joined the organization in 2018 on the back of a thriving legal career and quickly rose through the ranks to become the Chief Executive by virtue of her shared dedication. Welcome with us, Precious Ogun-Michael, PhD.
Thank you.
So you can join the conversation on 081-270-53687. You can also call us on 091-390-76948. You can tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your TVC so we can read your tweets. We love to celebrate people who work their way up. We don't like those overnight successes. We like people who grow. And when we read your profile, that you were a legal counsel, and as a lawyer, you worked up your way to where you are today. Could you give us, in summary, that journey after law school, how you got your first job, and how you were able to make it up to the top?
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to start by saying I'm so delighted to be here. Yeah. I love the work you guys are doing. It's amazing. For some of us that don't have time to read the newspaper, we read it on your view. So it's so amazing to be here. Well, my name is Precious, as you've said. My journey has been quite interesting. Funnily, fast a bit too, as people would say. But then it's been on levels and processes. I was sharing before we got live that I started studying international relations in LASU. However, my dream was to study law, so I left in 200 level and then went to start again just to stay focused on that dream. I finished, however, from school, I found that I had a bias for property law practice, positive bias. So,
we can understand.
You know, that's where the money is. So I've always liked that. And I worked in a law firm, 2 of them, briefly, but, you know, to work in a law firm as a female has its own challenges. You know, you close 11 a.m., then you're in court 5 a.m. It wasn't as interesting as what I really wanted. So I found Oxford. I came into Oxford as the head of human resource, did that for a while. And trust me when I say I worked my way up, I really did, by the grace of God. So it's not been a smooth, easy ride, but then it's been consistency, hard work, and ultimately the grace of God, you know. So we're here today.
Yeah. So, you know, because we're going through your journey, it's just also important to point out that you're quite a brilliant student. And you even got a scholarship. Because the reason I want us to talk about this is many people go, oh, it's not so important. Education is not, who school help? So in your case, how did school help you?
Okay, if they ask you who school helped, maybe you tell them it helped Precious. Because I won't deny the fact that education, you can have 2 talented people. The person who has education added to his talents will definitely outshine the other. It's a fact, you know. So I would say that education played a major role. Education played a major role. When I was in school, I'm a kind of person, let me say, I was born into a girl child family, 4 girls. And then, you know, there's this mindset, girls, they just end up praying to marry a rich man and just be there. But then I had parents who, privilegedly, I had parents who consciously, you know, told us time and again that you are a girl child, yes, but you can be different. My dad would say, I will raise my girls such that when they sit where men are, you won't be able to, you know, pick out that, oh, this is a girl child. As a matter of fact, he would say men will sit and you will speak. He would always say that. So my mom too raised us with that consciousness. She raised us with such dogged, you know our mothers now, avaras and all of that. It helped to shape us, you know. So when I was in school, I couldn't settle for the less. My elder sister was equally brilliant. Is brilliant. She's a medical doctor, by the way. So I would see her waking up in the night, soaking her legs in water, reading. So I picked that up, and whenever I get to any class, I would look at everyone and say, I'll be the best here. And that has been the drive. Sleepless nights, candles burnt. On the long run,
through the grind.
On the long run, really worth it, I must say.
The price.
Yes.
So I'd like to take you back to working your way to the top, because I read your CV. You're very learned, like you read, and you've already broken down that journey. But many people feel like there's a lot of sacrifice for women. We make too many sacrifices as a family woman and building a career. What was that journey for you? What were the sacrifices you made? And what were the compromises, if you had any?
Okay, I would say for a female CEO, a female managing director, whatever, you have to do twice as much the work that a man does. It's a fact. Because to whom much is given most times. I've had the first law firm I applied to work. The lead counsel looked at me and said, we don't hire women. They give excuses, they give that. And I said, no, I'm going to change that narrative. And even while I was in school, I'm sure you read at some point, I'm a very spiritual woman. Yeah. So I was sisters coordinator. And I used to have this program, The Balanced Woman. I believed, and I still believe that as a woman, you can be a balanced woman. When you come to my house, I relate with my family like I don't have a job. And then when I'm on the job, I relate as though I don't have a family. So I get things done. And trust me, it's not really easy. The grace of God won. Secondly, you have to pay the price. I don't have friends. I don't have time. I believe 24 hours is not enough. So if I have 1 hour, I put it to good use. So it's all about balancing your time, planning your schedules, and, you know,
I'm quite come to Nima. I would like to talk about, how was your dating? Because did you marry a husband in your success, or was it after or before? How did that happen? Because people want to know.
Okay, that's very key. I started dating my husband when I was 19. I don't know how that sounds.
Really?
I was 19. I was in 200 level. And I met him. His name is Michael. He's my best friend. Apparently, my only friend, if I would say. So we started from the scratch. No cars, no money relationship. You know, we grew together. We grew wealth together. And I'll tell you, I think it's more interesting when you actually start together and grow together. So dating was interesting. You know, we'll go to eateries, buy meat pie, and all those humble beginnings. It was quite interesting. And here we are today. We are happily married. We have 2 kids.
In Ghana.
Breakfast in Ghana, yeah. In then go to Italy to charge your phone.
So I read your profile and I was wondering which school did you have your BL?
Okay.
And your LLB, sorry. And I wanted to understand the kind of bosses that you had to face. So I had my first experience by the chambers I was attached to. My boss was the most polite person, but we did the least to assign duties. You know, I learned some things, I lost some, and I had other bosses that I just felt, well, let me just go and start a chambers because maybe I will give myself such chances that, you know, I didn't get. I wanted to know how it was for you to relate with them and how you were able to convince them, because in some establishment, nobody would just give you within that period of time, 2018 till now, the level that you are now. Growth in some establishments is impossible. To say the least. So I wanted to, can you please share that experience? First,
like I said, okay. You said what? Okay.
Your LLB.
Adekunle Ajasi University. Don't say anything. It's in Ondo State. Yeah, the State University. It was actually Ondo State University. Okay. I would say I've had 2 experiences of the boss kind of relationship as regards to hiring a female. The first boss was, I've said it, women, nothing. The second boss, where I currently work in Oxford, is a boss that gives you the opportunity to fly. Male, female, young or old. I'm relatively young, you know, to sit on that seat. My chairman is also relatively young. So when I found my way into Oxford, I found someone who gave me a big shoe and who trusted me enough to grow my legs to fit those shoes. So I started as the human resource manager. I came in, I looked at the structure, I looked at everything we do, and I felt like, oh, we can do this better. Trust me, the grace of God, like I said, is my foundation. However, there is a need for hard work, because I believe to whom much is given, much is expected. That's always my watchword. And then when I'm privileged to sit on a seat, I go all out. I work like, oh, my life depends on it. So I put in, you know, I prove myself.
Precious, let me come to that word you said, work.
Yeah.
Nigerians don't want to hear that. It's just too much
challenge.
work. It's just too much work to work. You know, I want to just snap my finger and become rich. So that corporate circle of monthly salary, does that really bring wealth? I mean, is it other things we have to do to build that wealth?
Side hustle.
Well, I'll say one of the reasons why people find it boring or difficult to work is because they've not really found what they love to do. And they are not patient enough to actually find what they love. Because when I was working in a law firm, core practice, I was almost feeling that way. It was a burden to get up and go to the office. But in this case now, I could work in Oxford without being paid. Trust me, because I love my job. My ear has to remind me to close, you know. So I love my job. I love what I do. So for the young people out there, you need to find what you love. What are you good at? Beautifully now, you can get wealth around anything and everything. You could do beads. Instagram will help you sell out. So there is no point sitting down and being lazy. For some people, 8 to 5 is what they love to do. And they don't find it boring. They don't find it, they make wealth. So you can actually make legitimate wealth. Just sit down. Let me use your Yoruba if I may. Farabale, calm down, be calming down.
Be calming down.
You know, calm down and then put in your best. Bring your A game on the table. And you'll find that, wow, you're making wealth already. In Oxford, we have a room for associates. We call them referrals, where you can actually market some of our products and then make wealth for yourself. The wealth is not restricted. You earn on what you bring. And we have people that earn as high as 5 million, 7 million on a monthly basis. Whoa. Legitimate wealth. Hey. No wiring like you were saying. Nothing like that.
Let me go on a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we still have our guests with us. Mariam had a question.
Yeah, so it says right on your bio that you moved your company from a 1 billion naira company to an 8 billion naira company. And that you have thousands of skilled workers, you know, that work with you. And my question is, we hear every day how hard it is to run a business in Nigeria, how tough it is, how, oh, you cannot trust anybody, how, oh, you start a business, you lose all the money. You're making money, billions of naira. Apart from hard work, I know you're going to say hard work. What other tools do you use and tips can you give to us? Okay,
with a sense of humility, I'd like to say that the profile is not even up to date because as at now, it's actually a 15 billion group of companies. One of the things that helped the Oxford business, we actually started as a real estate firm, Oxford Commercial Services. I would say our breakpoint started when we began business diversification because we found that there are other sectors of the economy that we could, you know, launch into and also tap wealth. Now we have oil and gas on our list. We have financial services. We have an asset management firm. We have a microfinance bank. We are into education, into fashion, agriculture, ICT, energy, a whole lot more, about 20 businesses. And that really helped us, you know. We have over 5,000 staffs that work with Oxford International Group, well paid. And she asked a question I would like to include in this one. A lot of people complain about not having jobs. You graduate and then there's no job. I want to correct that actually there are jobs. At times, some of the graduates are unemployable. Trust me. I've had to sit with youths and then you can't even write a CV. You can't even answer a question. And I like to say that when I say hard work, I don't mean putting your head on the floor and eating it. I mean, you know, adding skills, self-development is very key. Very, very key. Even as GCE of Oxford, I still, you know, got a degree from Harvard, got one from Lagos Business School. Ordinarily, you feel, oh, you're already on the job, you're already at the top. What else do you want? But I understand that you need to constantly develop yourself. You need to understand the money market. You need to know how to strategically position yourself. And as Oxford International Group, one of our selling points is when we go into a business sector, we don't just go in to get money. We go in to change the face of business in that sector.
All right. I wanted to quickly jump on this unemployable youth. So I find a lot of, you know, leaders in business, people doing amazingly well, say we have unemployable youth. So let's just accept it as a problem in our country today and something that we must live with. What can your business do? Let's assume you are trying to fill a position and you have about 20,000 people apply, about 19,000 of them totally unemployable. Do you just feel comfortable sending everybody back, or is there a sort of training something to help them, because we know this is a deficit from our university educational system. Is there something you can do? The world today is looking to us for IT. Is there anything at all you can do so that these youths, when they leave you, you don't take them, you don't absorb them. Other companies can actually then absorb them, and they will no longer be labeled unemployable.
Thank you very much. I was going to come to that. We don't shut the door on anybody in Oxford. We actually have two wings of employees. We have the full staffs, those are the administrative staff rather. They are the professionals that are trained for the jobs. Then we have the referrals, we call them associates. Now, everyone that comes to Oxford, you know, if we find that, oh, you're not probably skilled for this job, we move them to the other side. We equip them, we do trainings, we have orientation programs.
Let's pause on because I want to really go back to your career. You as a person, yes.
Okay. So I wanted you to answer a specific question, because most people don't understand how to grow in the corporate sector. And we have you here. We've seen your growth. What were the things you did for the company that made you, what were the highlights of your achievements that you think made you step up? How did you solve the problems?
Okay, I'll start with structural reformation. When I came on board, I sat down, I looked at the previous GC, who is the chairman, had done exceptionally well. But I knew that coming on board, we could do some things, you know, better. We could increase, of course, expand and all of that. So I looked at the structures, and then we did some reformation, adjustments, you know, re-strategization too. And we changed some of our strategies. We changed some of our approaches to the market, because we realized that everyone selling real estate is going about it the same way. So we brought about some investment packages that could make you, you know, save up to own. You know, housing deficit is one of the major issues we came on board to solve. So we changed our strategies. We changed our approaches. Yes, we changed our approaches.
We have to wrap up, but I see we need to leave. But it's important that I wanted you to touch a bit on emotional intelligence in the workplace, knowing what to do, because we see a lot of young people today, millennials, they don't understand what to do.
I can't take it.
They don't have the staying power. They don't have that staying power. So I want you to advise young people, especially, because we have to wrap up with you.
Okay.
How do you, when you come into a corporate organization, what are the ethos you should begin to adopt?
Okay. When you come into a corporate organization, I think the first thing is you need to work on your mindset, because there's this mindset, there's this residual mindset of, oh, let me just get the job done. One of the things we do at Oxford is that it's a people-owned organization. Everybody, you own the business. There's this sense of ownership. So when you come into the workplace, you bring your A game on board. You don't wait for someone to tell you what to do. You're supposed to know what to do and to get it done. So when you come into the workspace, like, let me use myself. When I came in, I understood that, oh, you are a woman on this seat. You have family, you have pressure, you have this mindset that, oh, she's not going to deliver. So there is a need for you to sit down. Then on emotional intelligence, I would say that emotional intelligence is a skill that you can also learn.
Yes.
I've paid a whole lot to actually learn emotional intelligence, because you say to yourself, oh, I'll be calm. Then when the situation comes up, you just say, oh, I thought I read a book yesterday. So it's a skill that you can learn. At times you have to take practical steps, put stick notes on your wall. This is how I want to react to situations. This is how I want to...
Unfortunately, thank you so much, Precious. I think we learned quite a bit from you. Yes. It was important to have that conversation with you, because when we hear Nigerians stealing or allegedly stealing, it kind of depresses some of us that are working hard. So when we now see people like you doing well, who are stars amongst us, it's good for us to project you, to remind Nigerians that there are stars amongst us who work their way up and need to be celebrated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We're going to go on a break. When we come back, we invite yet another guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.